Hello students, so today we start this new subject which is introduced by GTU in this semester, right? So this is a very new subject for your semester, right? And the subject is infrastructures for the smart cities, right? So here's the first chapter is the fundamental of smart city and the infrastructure, right? So basically this subject has not been before in your semester, so it is very new. And we don't know here the syllabus is provided for the from the GTU, but here's the thing is there are topics are given in this syllabus, but not detailed information is given about all the syllabus, right? So we gather all the things through the internet or online books available, and we gather all the contents and provide you the informations as soon as available right now, right? So basically on that internet, right? Informations from the books or the internet facility, right? We provide the best of our topics, right? Or the subject related, all the informations we provide here, right? So talking about the first is the introduction of smart cities, right? We generally often very talking about smart cities, right? But how much do we know about the smart city, right? So starting with the definition which is given by Boyd Cohen, right? Which is smart cities uses information and communication technologies, which is known as ICT, right? ICT full form is information and communication technology, is to be more intelligent and efficient in the use of resources, and hence because of that resulting in a cost and energy saving, and also improved service delivery and the quality of life. And that's why it reduces the environmental footprints, right? So because of all the supporting innovations and a low carbon economy, right? So in the other words, a smart city has a basic infrastructure uses a smart, which means solution to make infrastructure and services better, and it relies on the area based development, right? So you can understand why we term used, and why in this century we are making or dreaming about constructing the smart cities, right? So basically it's as you can see that the share information with the public and provides better quality of government services and citizen welfare, right? So the value lies in how this technology is used, which is rather than simply how much technology is available, right? So introduced to the all this cost and energy saving, efficient use of resources, all this we are having our smart city, right? So the concept of the smart cities originated at the time when the entire world was facing one of the worst economic crises. So in 2008, IBM began a work on a smarter cities concept, right? So this concept is as a part of its Smarter Planet initiative. So by the beginning of 2009, the concept had captivated the imagination of various nations across the globe, right? So that's why they have idea of smart cities, right? So there is the in 2008 there is the origin of smart cities is right. So next is why the smart cities are needed now, right? So this world has facing some kind of problems, right? So they need to handle this global environment and urbanization problems. So what are these problems? So first is a very problem most important topic, which is a global warming and climate change, which the world has faced many times, right? And because of that effect, it constantly changes, climate changes, right, all over the world, right? Next is the population increase and the resource depletion, and also the adverse effects of increasing urbanization. So these three are the main problem which the world are facing now. So because of that reason, smart cities are needed, right? So the need for the long-term approach to developing the sustainable cities. First is managing the life cycles of the cities. The second is improving economic performance over the entire life cycle. For example, pollution. So that are very expensive to clean up later, right? Because we are not responding now, so there are adding up like additions, right? So next is enhancing city competitiveness, right? So these all three are the basic needs for a long term approach, right, to developing a sustainable cities. So because of all those reasons, now we are needed a smart cities as many as possible, right? So next topic is how we manage this life cycle of the cities, right? So here I provided the graph, which is a city competitiveness versus lifestyle, right? So first stage is early phase. So this early phase, which is provide the infrastructure needed for the operation of the city, right? Which is included in the early phase. So next phase is a growth phase. So in this phase, expand and intensity of the infrastructure to ensure the supply can keep the pace with increasing demand of a growing demand, right? And next phase is a mature phase. So in this phase, enhance infrastructure to ensure the delivery of high quality services, which is based on the criteria such as of use and the comfort, right? And last one is a transformation phase. It means that integrate infrastructure systems to satisfy social values such as aiding or at least avoiding damage to the natural environment, right? So it measures to make the city more attractive and repair and replace the infrastructure, right? So if the graph is going constantly going increasing, then we create a smart city which is a sustainable development. And if our graph, if our curve is going down, then the city takes a conventional approach which is ongoing decline with the time, right? So these are the managing life cycle of the cities, which is the going from early phase, then growth phase, then mature phase, and then transformation phase, right? Then next is improving economic performance over the entire life cycle. As we can previously see that the pollution, which is very expensive to clean up later, right? Next is enhancing city competitiveness. So in that terms of services like education, healthcare, waste management, water management, transportation, safety, etc. This all needs this type of services would be better for the long-term approach of developing a sustainable cities. So what does smart cities include? So smart city includes the smart living, smart building and smart homes, smart transportations, smart energy like renewable generation and the storage of this energy, smart water management, smart waste management like recycling of waste, residual management, recovery of waste organics and energy, then smart educations like e-education. Then I give you the what is the e-education, like I provided or I teach you on this. Okay, I teach you this topic through online communication, right? It also called e-education, right? Next is the smart governance, e-governance. So as you can see that in this corona situation, there are the peoples are not rushed in the government offices, or because of that infections of coronavirus, we are not able to present at the government offices, right? So because of that, the government provides some applications or some kind of websites which helps to save us a time, and right. So that is we understand as a e-governance, right? So smart medical facility like e-medicine or e-medical, right? E-medical is we consult doctor through video call or online, right? Or we buy some medicine through online websites or right. So this all facilities are smart medical facilities. Then smart communications, this time in corona periods, there are some meetings held in the offices or through the home, right, where we can easily communicate with each other, or we set up meetings, right, who far from our offices, right. So these all are the smart communications, smart networks. And last is environmental awareness, which is a changing weather conditions, human defined changes, right. So what are the smart city looks like? So these are some so this figure is shows the different kind of, right. So this is a community energy management system, right, which is a CEM short form, right. So here it has some energy storage and demand responses. It also has a charging stations. It also has a BEMs, which means battery energy management system, which is also includes official buildings, commercial buildings, and commercial complex buildings, right. So charging stations provides a fuel station, right, fuels, or EV means electrical vehicles, right. Then it has FEMs, which means fuel energy management systems, right. Then it has HEMs, which is home energy management system, which includes the smart traffic, smart building, apartment, etc., right. Okay, so these are our smart city, which is looks like. So here, there is a remote communication services for the education and healthcare. Like I said earlier, uses of PC or tablet to connect to the system, right? So we can provide a remote classroom services to the student, right? And we connect and receive the same lessons as a classmate at the school. And this all is a part of a comprehensive learning opportunities, right? So use classroom recordings to take delay lessons or receive the same lectures as a classmate at school at the same time, right. So you can choose whatever you can, right. The next is monitoring system for the emergencies, and these are for the healthcare, right. So for healthcare, you uses the monitoring system for the emergencies, right, and use of video conferences to discuss the remedial learning plan with the doctors, right, and supports a child recovery and psychological care through the PC or tablet, or the modern application and modern systems you are having right now, right. So these all are the remote communication services for the education and healthcare we provide, we already provided through this corona period, right. So these all are the part of the smart cities, right, while which you can help with providing e-education and healthcare. Next is a shared use of neighborhood facilities. Like we have our private properties. We have the EBS, the meeting places and guest rooms, and remote healthcare facilities. So we use as a solar or wind power generation, batteries, its recycle water treatment, and waste collection facilities. So these all are the shared use of neighborhood facilities we are providing. Like so, what are the draft benchmark for the smart cities? So here, transportation time. So maximum travel time 30 minutes in a small and medium size of cities, and 45 minutes in a metropolitan areas, and high frequency mass transport within 800 meters, which means 10 to 15 minutes walking distance, right? Next is a footpath. So continuous unobstructed footpath of minimum 2 meter wide on either side of all the streets, right? Next is the bicycle tracks, right? So now this generation and this kind of situation, publics are more uh, reliable on the different kinds of fitness, right? Fitness thing, right? Which means yoga, walking, bicycling, right? So this all are this footpath is for the walk for the people for which is health, right? Which is suffering from the health issues, right? So we are also having our smart cities are also having the bicycle tracks, right, which is dedicated and physically segregation of bicycle tracks on all the streets with a carriageway more than 10 meters, right. There is also additional infrastructure provided, which is 95% of residents should have retail outlets, parks, primary schools, recreational areas within 400 meters walking distance, right? These all are the additional infrastructure provided at benchmark for the smart cities, right? Next is water management. So 24 by 7 water provided, right? 100% household should be connected to waste water network. 100% households are covered by daily doorstep solid waste collection system, and no water logging incident in a year. Next is electrical supply. So electrical supply provided 24 by 7, 100% metering of electricity supply, 100% recovery of cost, and 100% of the city has Wi-Fi connectivity and 100 Mbps internet speed. So electricity supply is the most important benchmark for the smart cities, right? Next is the medical facility. So 30 minutes emergencies response time for the patients, right? Next is a geospatial information system, which is known as a GIS services, which includes integration of disaster rescue information, layer management and editing, map navigation, and import and export, right? So we end up our lecture here. If you have any confusion about this topic, you can freely contact me or ask me any questions, right? So if these are the all information I gather from the internet and ebooks, right? So there is no particular content given, right? There is only topics given in your syllabus, right? So I covered your syllabus as soon as possible, right?